All right. Let's get into it. It's a Korea versus the world match here in the Cursory Cup. In the bottom left side, the challenger on sides MARU facing the player that is on top of the hill. It's a King of the Hill format. If you win your best of 5, you stay in to play the next player. And MAXPAX on the top right side coming off a fresh victory. If you guys haven't been watching from the start, you should probably go back to the very start of this whole series. You want to watch it, in order. But it's currently tied up 2 wins apiece for both Korea and the world. MARU's going for a blind Reaper expand. Pretty standard opening these days. And he's going to build that off center because he doesn't want the command center to be delayed, as that would open up the opportunity for an adept to get in and kill this SCV. Speaking of early pressure, that's a Zealot building. So MAXPAX is doing the expand and the pylon after queuing up the Zealot, and he'll chrono an adept in behind that as well. So he's going to put some heavy pressure onto MARU. MARU's been having some mixed performances recently. He did fall out of GSL very early this season. Just big surprise to a lot of people. Reaper's scouting for proxies. When you don't SCV scout, you do need to be worried about early gateways nearby. Second depot into bunker, and then that second gas should go down in the main just a moment later. Beautiful timing. He's going to be building 2 Marines. 2 Marines and a Reaper do pretty well versus Zealot with a bit of micro. Alright, Zealot's coming forward. Ooh. Oh my god. Nice micro so far. Oh, and the bunker barely finishes before the adept can get in. And look at that, the command center even loads the SCV. That was flawless micro by MARU. Sorry for not really casting that. I was kind of just watching it. It was really nice micro on both sides. But MARU comes out on top. He deflects the pressure, doesn't really take any damage. And that's an advantaged opening for him. He's got a single Cyclone on the opening. And then a second Barracks. Okay, this is cool. You're going to keep these SCVs safe. Ooh. Oh, run. Okay, the SCVs are going to run to the right. Oh, wow. The Adepts are just going to run straight past. And he's actually going to get 1. Can he get 2? Good load up there. Does save that. Oh, you know what? That Adept might be able to run left and kill that SCV. Reaper's going after it. 2 more shots. Not able to get it. It looks like it did get killed, actually. Looks like, I don't know if it was the Reaper that killed it. Reaper does have a kill, so maybe. Marine has a kill, and the other Marine does not. So a Zealot and Adept have gone down. It's looks like a 4-gate blink, or at least 3-gate blink to follow up. Robo coming in behind it as well. Solid opening for MARU. He's looking good. He's still blind, though. This is his first vision in this entire game. And it's not like MAXPAX probing has missed a beat. He's at 35 workers with a pylon finishing just as he was about to get supply blocked. Okay. Nice little Reaper scout. Sees the pretty much everything. I mean, he doesn't spot the Robo timing, but I think he can assume it. That's pretty standard. There's 2 Cyclones. Wait, what is this? 2 Cyclones? I guess he was expecting a Stargate. But going for 2 Cyclones is quite an investment. I would like to see MARU move out and put on a bit of pressure. Then again, no. Blink's almost done, so that would be way too dangerous. But yeah, investing in 2 Cyclones against a Blink opening, not very effective. If it was against a Stargate opening, you'd be much happier with that investment. This is the price MARU pays for having no information. For, basically being just completely devoid of scouting. And interestingly, a Dark Shrine before 3rd Nexus for MAXPAX. He's thinking he can catch him off guard. And you know what? He did see a couple Cyclones. I think he's making the read that, hey, I saw extra barracks. You don't have a starport. You can't have a Raven. And I always say that MAXPAX is one of the best players in the world at recognizing what situations are the right ones to build Dark Templar. It's like he always has that little critical part of his brain saying, is now a good time for Dark Templar? How about now? What about now? And it's like every 30 seconds he's like checking, should I go DTs? He's the best DT user in the world for a reason. Good hot pickups, gets a bunker, doesn't lose any stalkers. Stim's almost ready. Ooh. You can just target the depots and then blink away. But as your shields go down, you do have to be careful. MAXPAX starts a 3rd base as well. Going to start a forge in the back of that natural. Charge has not begun. Feels he doesn't need it for a little bit longer. And I think he's right. Just got to be careful about leaving it too long. And Prism doesn't quite get to that Stalker in time. 3 SCVs for a Stalker, not too bad. I'd say that favors MAXPAX. However, Stim's done. Shields is almost done. The medevacs are building. Once you get to a few medevacs, you got concussive, you got your +1 attack, you've got a big pack of bio and medevacs. That's where things can get nasty. And he's going to run in with Dark Templar right now. But unfortunately for him, Maru saved scans. He has 3 scans available. Unless he drops scans right now, this is going to be a... Oh, he's very well set up. He does scan up the top. That Dark Templar in the top got picked up and saved. We've got 2 more Dark Templars still. The one in the main gets cleaned up. The one in the natural, Maru's reacting surprisingly slowly to this, guys. With all those scans available, I thought he would shut this down, but 13 SCVs go down. He's trying to build turrets, and oh my god, he doesn't even have a scan right now because he's used 3 of them. The Prism gets in, it gets out. And the Stalkers blink in and take out the Siege Tank as well. Uh-oh, got to be careful about losing those Stalkers, but there's a Dark Templar in the main right now. It's going after the SCVs. Stalker's trying to blink away on the natural. He loses 3 Stalkers, but he gets a bunch of damage. Dark Templar gets surrounded there. Unfortunately, doesn't keep attacking. But 16 SCVs is massive damage. He's got a 3rd base, a battery on the way, lots of gateways building. A genius choice to go Dark Templar. That is such an unfamiliar timing. No one builds Dark Templar at that moment in the game. But MAXPAX, he had that critical hat on, and he was saying, hey, you don't have a Raven. This is the chance. Like, it's always decent in this scenario if I'm good enough at microing it. To be fair, Maru should have pulled workers from his natural faster. He should have reacted a little quicker in the main as well. But MAXPAX with fantastic micro. The fact that he picked up the first Dark Templar, saved it from the scan, then redropped it a few seconds later was amazing. Marauders do get a Stalker there. Nice push here from Maru. He still could win this game. There's an Immortal Sentry, a few Stalkers, and a few Zealots. It's not the greatest army. Luckily for MAXPAX, charge is perfectly timed. Few Zealots do drop in the main base. The Cyclones and the Widow Mines do clean that up. One of the Widow Mines does go down, but the Cyclone's looking good. Dark Templar on top of this army. Stalkers try to take out a Medevac. Definitely should keep trying to target those Medevacs if he can. He quickly morphs an Archon with the 2 DTs. I like that idea of morphing 2 Dark Templar in that scenario. Immortal, the Stalkers, the Guardian Shield with the Archons and the Zealots behind it do hold on. Now the Zealot's going to warp into that main base, and a Colossus is on the way behind it. Maru's economy is bruised. It feels like those Dark Templar just did too much damage, and this is something that's so relatable. Maru is really in his relatable arc right now. Having 3 scans available, still seeing the Prism come in, still losing 16 SCVs. That's something that's regular in my games, where I'm kind of raging and punching my keyboard. It's not something I expect to see from Maru. Now he's got to go for an all-in. There's no way he can start a 3rd command center. He has to go, and wisely he does. He pulls the SCVs. The Zealot sees it. The Zealot sees it. MAXPAX has vision of it. I don't know if he noticed that it was SCVs or not, but he's already got a Colossus out. If he can get a 2nd Colossus, that's going to be game-changing. He does not need to defend his 4th. He cancels it immediately. He's got 8 Gateway Zealot warping in. Oh me, oh my. Not to mention there's an Archon in there as well. Now, there is no Warp Prism. Losing the Prism sucks. If you have that to micro, that would be great. A few probes do get taken out. It's going to try and set all this off. Oh, gosh. Those Widow Mines are going to do big damage to the Zealots. I like that he's forced his stim and he's pulling back, though. There's no battery on that natural just yet. He wants to buy time for that Colossus to get out. He's trying to get this bio over-stimmed. I love the in-and-out micro for MAXPAX. And look at the way he's engaging. The Zealots are pretty well spread out, so even though the Widow Mines are landing, they're not doing devastating damage. He's got to pull back these units, though, these core units. The Colossus comes forward. The 2nd one's almost out. The Archon goes down. Nice focus fire for Maru. Is that going to be enough, though? The Marauders and Marines on the left side coming in as well. Maru needs the damage done, but remember, he pulled SCVs. He needs to kill a base. He needs to ravage. But MAXPAX power units, his Colossi are still up and alive, and that's going to be a big problem. Zealots charging in. Stalkers there as well. Doesn't bother blinking after it. Doesn't have many Stalkers up, but 58 probes versus 30. Maru's looking dead in the water. He's got a lot of Medevacs, but of course, MAXPAX just going to make sure those Colossus walk in the correct direction. And he's going to lock himself down on 3 bases. Maru could lift his main, take a new expansion, but he's got no gas banked up. He's only on 3 gases. He's got 30 SCVs. He really just does not have any longevity in this game, and it seems like the Dark Templar from MAXPAX have paid off big time. Dark Templar scouted where that army was. Seems like Maru saw it, though. Chases after it, finally has a scan. Cleans that Dark Templar up. He really wants to drop mules because he's so broke. You can see he dropped a mule. Because of that, he has no scans, though. So the Dark Templar can be very, very annoying. I love these trees on this map. Oh. Zealots hiding off to the left. How many Vikings? 3 Vikings out, 2 more building right now. He doesn't find those Zealots on the right side. Oh, finds the Zealots on the right. I just don't see MAXPAX losing this game. 3 Colossi looking fantastic. MARU is, of course, a massive favorite versus MAXPAX, but I do always think of that Pigfest victory where it was him being cavalier, overly aggressive that got him in trouble. In this game, if anything, it was overly defensive play that got him in trouble. Now, look at that. He's pulling the SCVs again. The Zealots and the Observers see it. MAXPAX sending more Zealots in to cut off the reinforcement, make sure it is completely an all-in maneuver. And it's going to be, can you focus down the Vikings? Because you get rid of the Vikings, and then your Colossus beat this army on their own. You can just stutter step for days. The SCVs are nearly worthless. But if you lose your Vikings, or if the Vikings manage to pick off the Colossus, then maybe MARU can make some magic happen. He needs MAXPAX to make some mistakes. Oh, Disruptor Shot gets 2 Widow Mines there. Nice start to the fight for MAXPAX. He's just going to go for it. MAXPAX Zealots charge in. The Widow Mines actually do a bit of friendly fire to the Vikings. The Stalkers are going to focus fire those Vikings. The Colossus doing a good amount of damage. 2 Vikings are still standing. Battery overcharge healing all 3 Colossus. They're all still up. The Archons and the Immortals doing the work. He focuses down a Colossus. Does MARU. But he loses his whole army in return, and MAXPAX takes game 1. All right, guys, in that last game, he was very passive, very defensive, and he got taken advantage of onside's MARU in the top left, even though he had a good start. Those Dark Templar caught him off guard, and this time it looks like he's going to be going for a Engineering Bay block, I believe. Gas first, Engineering Bay block, yep. Okay, this is a really good build, and I feel like MAXPAX has been struggling with it because Clem's been spamming this. On the other hand, Clem's been spamming it so much that MAXPAX is really well practiced versus this. So not only does he scout for it, yeah, he's going to see the SCV. Oh, no, you're kidding me. He barely misses the SCV coming in. Oh, that's a disaster. Well, he's just going to have to go take his 3rd. That sucks for MAXPAX. Hopefully MAXPAX starts a Zealot at least, so he can clear it out a little bit. Ooh, okay, comes down, he sees that he can't take it, and he's like, okay, we're just taking a 3rd. And to be fair, this 3rd is not too far away. I think if you're going to be forced to take a 3rd, this is one of the easier 3rds to defend. The scary thing is, it's almost always reactor Hellions after this, right? And they can be reacted Cyclones, so you need to build Stalkers to kind of deal with the Cyclones, but it's very hard to cover 2 bases that are so far apart with Stalkers, because there's no way to get blink in time. A battery in both mineral lines does really help. You want to build that probably, I think he'll hit you normally at about, what, 3:45? 4 minutes with 4 Hellions? So about 3:30, you'll probably want to build a shield battery in each base. And other than that, an Adeptus start's a good idea. He's going to go straight Warp Gate, which means no Stargate for MAXPAX. I think he's just going to chrono 3 Gateway units out. I think as long as you start a Stalker straight away, chrono it, you should be fine. But he actually... Oh, he changes his mind. He goes Stargate. Okay. And he doesn't want to build an Adept. He's going to go Stargate, Stalker, then Warp Gate. Wow. Interesting. I'd still chrono that Stalker if I was him. But actually, wait, Maru's not going for Hellions. He's just building Marines 2 at a time. Interesting. MARU with a... Is MARU doing a 1-1-1? The hell is MARU doing right now? MARU has been doing some of the most demented all-ins lately. This is a crazy build. MAXPAX died to this. Who was it? Was it MARU or someone else did this to MAXPAX? He saw that it was a 1-base all-in, and then he just kept probing to 30 probes and died. This was in... Wasn't this in Pigfest? If anyone remembers the game, let me know in the comments. Maybe link it up. I would love to... I remember that he died when he saw he was being 1-base all-in, and he just like kept probing and died. But if he stops probing soon and then focuses on unit production, he could definitely defend, especially with Void Rays. Void Rays are so good at killing tanks and medevacs. Ooh. Yeah, this is a crazy all-in. Oh, he's going to rally Cyclones to support it? Oh, this is a crazy push. He does have a command center behind it as well. Oh, wait, Widow Mines? What the hell is this build? Okay, guys, Maru's actually drunk. This is actually the most drunk build order I've ever seen. This can't be good, can it? I could be totally wrong. But you guys know I like to have... I will be totally honest. If I think something's bad or crazy, I'll just say it. I could be totally wrong. I might have to revert it. People get angry at that. They're like, how dare you ever have a strong opinion? But seriously, like, what is he doing right now? He's sending his whole army back for one adept? His command center is so delayed. His opening's already trash. Maru's build order makes absolutely no sense right now. He's cut his economy so badly to put on some aggression, and then he didn't even put on the aggression. I mean, he sees the Void Rays now, so it's a good idea that he didn't actually attack because MAXPAX is ready for it. But you'd want to at least move to the Protoss side of the map and scare him, wouldn't you? Probe's coming across. He spots that. He's going to hunt down that probe. The Adept kills the SCV on the command center. Another one rallies down. He's just gifting kills. Luckily, MAXPAX wasn't watching. And MAXPAX is just like, okay, what the hell is happening right now? Now, the Widowmine drop is coming over, but there's no armory, remember. So MAXPAX gets another SCV. What the heck is MARU doing right now? Chat's telling me that when Harstam commentated this game, he referred to MARU's build as a no-brain build. I don't understand what's happening. This feels like I'm watching a Bronze League build order from MARU. The probes are very stacked. Oh, not the best probe split from MAXPAX. Not the best probe splits, but good enough, man. He cleans it up. Wait, he does have to clean up that last one as well. Okay, he does kill the medevac. MAXPAX. Okay, he sends the Void Ray back. He realizes, wait a second. He's left 4 probes on the far right side of the map, though. MAXPAX so thrown off by this. I mean, there's a thing where you can't believe your opponent is doing such a bizarre build order to you. He could have just gone straight for 1 base Widowmine drops, and it would have been a decent build order. MAXPAX, once again, with a subpar probe split. He's losing 12 probes when he could have lost 6 probes. So definitely not the best play from him. But there's a dropout here on the map. The Void Rays are going to snap it. Okay, it does get away, but that means all the Marines go down, even though he saves the siege tank. This is so good for MAXPAX. The Void Rays are getting value right now. Void Rays are normally not a good unit in this matchup, but if your opponent's just trying to kill you with like low-tier units, it can absolutely work out. Ooh, Stalker does go down. At least he gets rid of one of the Widow Mines there, though, and this will not get home. Void Rays, of course, trap him on the way out. And that goes down. What the heck is this build from? And now Maru's trying to play mech. No, that ain't it. I mean, okay, Void Rays actually get wrecked by Cyclones. MAXPAX should remember this, because he tried Void Rays with speed up against Clem's Cyclone Viking, and the Cyclone Viking destroyed him. But if the Cyclones don't have speed and there's no Viking support, then yes, they do die very quickly to Prismatic Alignment, so there's no speed upgrade yet. Is he just going to die to 3 Void Rays? Oh my lord, I did not. Okay. What the hell? This is the most bizarre game of StarCraft I've seen from a champion in a while. MARU playing a little bit of Drunkcraft here. Let's hope he cleans it up in game 3, because he's now down 0-2. Okay, that was a really weird game for MARU down here in the bottom right now. I'm not sure. There has been conjecture. Apparently he said he's been in bed a lot. I imagine he means sick. Recently, so I'm not sure if, you know, he's just had like an ongoing flu. The Korean flu, by the way, is insane. If you guys ever go to Korea and you get the flu, holy crud, strap yourselves in. Everyone in Korea, like, they have much more of a culture of just taking antibiotics when they get sick instantly, no matter what, and everyone does it. So they have like super viruses that are like antibiotic resistant monster crazy versions. I think it's also because there's just so many people living in, you know, Seoul is a super city, so if you get that, and especially if you're not from there and you're not used to it, you are knocked out for like a week. You're just like, oh my lord, worst flu ever. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully MARU fixes it up, because he did a very weird all-in GSL as well. But it's like, it's this thing where I've seen players do simple all-ins when they are sick or feeling a little off and still win games at a really high level. But that last game didn't make any sense. If you're going to commit to a 1-base Marine tank build, that's actually a viable strategy. However, he didn't commit to it. And he didn't see anything that made him back away from it. He was just like, it's a fake, and now I'm going for Widowmine drop. But it just, the Marines and the tanks and the tank don't serve a purpose. You know, he might as well have just gone straight for Widowmine drops if he was going to do that. People in chat like, antibiotics don't work against the flu. Okay. This is something someone told me, and I did get the flu when I was there, and it was crazy. And a few other people had it, and they said that their flu is like just crazier. They said that was the reason. It is probably an old wives' tale then. Maybe it's a different illness. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm repeating things I've been told. Let's get that out of there, guys. If you're listening to a StarCraft caster about how illnesses work, you take it with a grain of salt. I literally sacrificed all other life skills and knowledge to understand a video game better. Keep that one in mind. I repeat things other people say sometimes without checking them. Reaper's going to bounce into the main. Get a virologist debate going in the comments and the Twitch chat. Stargate on the way now. We've heard a lot about Oracle being really good as an opening. I don't think it's bad. Command Center, this is kind of a TvT opening, so it looks like just a bit more of a chilled out double gas Widow Mine drop opening. This could do much better for MARU. Ooh. Yep, shield battery deflects, and that's a dead Reaper. So, and it's nice to shut it down. Phoenix is being chrono boosted. Now, obviously, there is definitely, I would say, like, impetus to just go Cyclone push, especially if you're not feeling the best as MARU, which still remains to be seen. I don't know how close this one was played to his GSL match, but I wouldn't mind swapping the factory onto the reactor even, and building 2 Cyclones. Because this sort of pressure is very good against Phoenix play, and if he goes for a 3rd too quickly, he might just die. MAXPAX is already taking a 3rd gas. I think he should play 2 base Robo, try to get an early Immortal out. It looks like that's what he's thinking about doing. Oh, Phoenix takes a Widow Mine, another Widow Mine. Oh, look at that. He kind of tucked one in there, tucked one in there. First Phoenix going down is very bad for MAXPAX. This might be where the comeback starts. Robo does start up at 4 minutes. Cyclone number 1 is out, and he's going to build number 2. Okay, Maru's really committed. Yeah, he's playing super aggressive. So he's going to push with a Viking, couple Cyclones, couple Widow Mines, pack of Marines. He should bring all the Widow Mines across the map with this attack. There's no reason to leave them at home. And he should definitely move out, and then he's going to siege the Liberator in the back of the main while he pushes the front. It's a good push. It's very hard to stop. It's definitely going to delay the 3rd base a lot, but you are down 10 workers because you delayed your expansion to get not only double gas, but you also built the command center on the high ground. So MARU's economy sucks, and he's thinking of going 3rd on location behind it, which is very good. But if he gets cleaned up, MAXPAX will counterattack, and he could deny this 3rd base, and that would be a nightmare. He's also going Raven. Interesting. Okay. Dark Templar maybe made him a bit paranoid after game 1. Cyclone comes in. Probe goes down. Pylon gets cancelled. Another pylon should be built pretty much immediately here for MAXPAX. He's almost supply blocked. Well, he's not that close. Oh, nice lift to stop that Widow Mine from burrowing. That was really well done. Immortal's almost out. It's not here. Oh, he gets that unit as well. That was one of the Cyclones going down. Remember, these new Cyclones are fragile, man. Looks like he can't really push in, but he does distract. The Liberator siege is up. Phoenix take a while to kill a Liberator, but with 4 Phoenix, they kill it reasonably quickly. Decides to not pull probes because he figures I'm probably going to lose a similar worker count anyway, and I might as well just stay mining and not lose the mining time on top of it. 3rd base is building behind it. If he can protect that, I think this is okay for MARU. He's only got 1 Viking and 1 Cyclone, though, so his mobile anti-air is a little lacking. Double engineering bay after the double barracks. Maru's playing a big 3-base style. I've seen Terrans going ham on aggressive play. I've seen Cure and Clem look near unstoppable with just the old 3-racks aggression game after game. Like, really standard TvP has been looking great. Oh, big Widow Mine. Softens them up pretty heavily for the future. Colossus number 1 starts up at 6 minutes. 3rd base halfway done for MAXPAX. He's only got 1 gate, so he has to keep making Phoenix and Colossus non-stop. Probe's going to run in. He's going to try and scout that 3rd base. I like how MAXPAX just brings probes out to scout. I would like him to keep it alive as well, but he wanted to see what the army looked like. He's thinking about pushing in. If the Immortals get on top of the siege tank and the Phoenix just start gunning down the units, yeah, maybe. Oh, he's going to try and pull his attention to the left. Oh, there are Marines in there. Okay, lifts up a few of them, pulls back some of those Phoenix. Doesn't lose any Phoenix, gets a few units, not too bad. Decent trading, all things considered. The worker count looks great for MARU, but Stim is ages away. Shields hasn't started. Still worried that these Marines clump up a little bit in front of the siege tanks and they get gunned down, and then the Phoenix pick up the tanks and MARU dies. If the tanks are all siege, that's good. The Viking gets shot down. Uh-oh, Maru's in trouble right now. He has a turret on the left. I think he needs a turret in the middle as well. Oh, God. Oh, God, he's going to put down the auto turrets. Oh, okay. Okay, it's all right. The tanks set off all the barriers. They push back that army. And with the extra tanks sieged, it looks like MARU feels okay. He's going to move the other tanks over as well. Just needs to weather the storm. Just keep your SCVs back. Don't take damage. Behind this, MAXPAX is making probes, but he is down 5 workers. And as long as MARU gets past this scariest part of the game, then he should be A-okay. Armory needs to go down so we can start 2-2. Alright, just picks off 2 SCVs. Loses a Phoenix though. Unfortunate. Turrets have pretty good range. Second Forge goes down as well as going up 6 gateways. So it's going to be an 8-gate double Forge charge transition. Ghost Academy goes down instead of Armory. That means MARU is thinking a bit more about getting Ghosts on the field, potentially going for a push timing. He's got 4 siege tanks out. He's trying to build more. He's just a little supply blocked right now. This is a much better game out of MARU. This looks like way more logical. I really much prefer the way he's doing this. Yeah, another Phoenix, not bad. MAXPAX starts a 4th base. He's been behind on income for so long that it definitely is scary. 2 Immortals, 3 Colossus is a good core to your army though. Prism's on the way as well. I wonder if he bothers making Archons. I kind of feel like, you know, Ghosts usually at the field skip it and just go straight for a second Robo and start making Disruptors is often a smoother way of kind of taking away some of the power from that Ghost transition. Still no Armory. There we go. Armory starts up in the main. So MARU's going to start a very delayed 2-2. This will give a window for MAXPAX to catch up on those upgrades with his 1-1 both underway now. Double scan to clear the Observer. A little pricey. I like that MAXPAX is in the middle of the map. He's also got a Sentry there with 150 energy. Can use Guardian Shield with that. And look at this. Okay, MARU's going to go for the split push. If MARU sees those Zealots, Medevacs have amazing vision, but just barely out of sight range. Building Vikings right now. 4th Command Center is also started on the right. MARU's got a nice supply lead. He's going to try and push with this. He could hit before Protoss gets +1 armor. Already 1 Viking goes down to those, or 1 Phoenix, sorry, to those Vikings. Prism Drop's going to come in. 2 Zealots will run in from this bottom side as well. But there's 2 turrets in the main. MAXPAX, you better be watching, mate. Oh, God. Oh, God. No, 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 not like this. Well, at least he gets unloaded, but he doesn't get a warp in there. The Zealots do go into the base. His army's going to need to move to intercept at the same time. He got Zealots moving in from the right and the left at the same time. Army is up here. It's a big Terran ball of death, though. But the Zealots are tearing it up. Ghosts are going down. MARU has not changed his rally point. What the hell? Okay, no, that's good. That's actually on purpose. That's on purpose. He did actually group his SCVs. He defended the main and then rallied to the front. I thought he wasn't watching for a moment, but he still needs to rally here and get together before he can handle those Zealots. He's just going to try to win the game on the front. MARU with a beautiful spready of tanks. Oh, Lord, this is so scary right now for MAXPAX. He's got Zealots ready to flank that right side to deal with those tanks. I think MAXPAX has to give this base up. I don't think you can fight here, MAXPAX. Oh, no, get out of there. Those tank volleys are scary. Disruptor shot! MARU takes a pretty good disruptor shot there. 5 kills go down. Force fields could be nice to split that army, but this base is falling no matter what. Zealots on the other side are up to 15 workers killed. MARU never dealt with it. He's still rallied to the front. I take back anything I said about him doing that on purpose. He's just rallying his units to their death. He finally lands some Vikings and cleans it up. But a massive mistake for MARU. The first thing you do when you get dropped like that is you need to group up your rally point. But oh, he gets ambushed at the same time. A lot of his tanks in the middle of the siege animation, but he does blast a Colossus off to the top of the ocean. 2 Marauders get taken out by a Revenge Disruptor shot. There are currently 2 Disruptors, 2 Colossus, and still those 2 Immortals have not gone down. They've been tanking so much damage. MARU's going to try to go home. He's got a 4th Command Center almost finished. He's got +2 weapons on the way. His worker count's not horrendous, but definitely he lost a lot more mining and workers than he needed to. MARU needed to make sure he set that rally point up here in the production. Especially you put it in like this choke point somewhere where the units can't really get surrounded. That's usually what you want to do as quickly as possible when you've got too many Zealots in your base. Hoo-wee! +2 attack is on the way right now. Starting there for MAXPAX. He's got a 5th base as well. Well, actually, that's a new 4th, isn't it? Or a new 3rd even. It's going to replace that. Okay, so he will replace the 3rd. That's going to be the 5th base. Archon's morphing. Normally amazing units, but there's actually only 2 ghosts out, but 3 more buildings. So MARU's got all the counters he needs tech-wise to that part of the army. He's got 5 tanks, which technically can deal with Colossus. Easier said than done. And uh-oh. Gotta be careful, mate. Stalker's coming down. He loses one of those medevacs. Get out of there. He does save most of these units. I'm going to try and drop those in the bottom to bring them in from the south side. Doesn't have a lot of bio here guarding. Disruptor Shot actually finds a Marine. Other Disruptor Shot does whiff. MAXPAX is on 72 workers. He's got +2 attack on the way, but he's not using that second forge right now. It's just idling in the main. Would like to see him start that +2 armor. +2 armor starts for MARU right now. He's got a reactor building on his factory. I think he must already have a second starport. No, he just lost his reactor earlier. Nice tank shots. That's the power of having long-range units there. Looking for the EMP as MARU. He's got 3 more ghosts out, so 5 EMPs available. Some of those ghosts about to get a second EMP available as well as they hit 150 energy. Remember, EMP is not quite as big as it once was. It's a little bit smaller. You can kind of see the radius over that ghost as I hover over that ability. Just a little bit smaller than it used to be. It does make a difference. Harder to blanket that whole army. Fix that scoreboard up for you guys, my bad. Oh, 2 ghosts! That's a big disruptor shot. Okay, Maru's a little behind on army supply. He's got to be careful. 2 Marauders get hit by that shot as well. Oh, another big disruptor shot! A brave move forward, but because the tanks didn't move down here, Maru's in trouble. He needed to move his tanks. I think he thought this was a fake out, but he's left his tanks a bit too far behind. That base needs to pull back, and it's an orbital, not a planetary. I don't know why. If that was a planetary, it'd be much harder. He's going to try and build a few more Vikings. Tanks are good counters to Colossus and Disruptors, but you need them to be sieged up in the right position. The Disruptors and the Colossus have mobility advantages, and MAXPAX just wants to win. I think he's just thinking about going for it. He's got Mass Zealot on the left. He's got a Prism there. Prism will get taken out. Nice move by MARU. Actually, Prism survives. MAXPAX has got a Dark Shrine. +2 armor starts. +3 attack starting in the main as well. MAXPAX seems to have MARU on lockdown now. MARU just not handling that counter drop as well as he needed to. The Prism drop was so effective. The Zealots are jumping on top of the siege tanks here. Oh! A lot of the Colossus are going down though. This may be an overextension. Look at those Colossus spreading to the gods! They float up to the top of the ocean. Carcasses of those Colossus going to be good feeding for the seagulls up on the top, assuming they can eat robot metal, which... yeah, that made no sense, Big. Never mind. Observers rallying into the front. Probably a few too many. Doesn't need so many at the front, but you can tell MAXPAX senses he's ahead, and he just wants to keep trading before MARU gets range libs or all these other pieces that could be effective. The Viking count's a bit too high. Those units aren't very effective right now. He's actually lucky that MAXPAX isn't brave enough to push in, because the whole mobile army is over here. Needs to get that back to the safety of these tankies. Nice EMPs there. Takes out 1 or 2 Zealots. Oh, another tank tries to come forward and take it out. Marauders will punish, get the Disruptor. And they do both get taken out by that other Disruptor shot, though. Nice EMPs landing on the Zealots, clearing their shields. MAXPAX has been very diligent at pulling back those Zealots, though, when they're in a bad position. MAXPAX is taking base number 6. MARU does have a 4th on the bottom, but he doesn't really have any artillery defending it. He's trying to move his tanks down, but they don't reach very far right now. Got those tanks starting to siege with a little bit more reach on him. Colossus for these Vikings to land hits on Disruptor shots, starting to get increasing value in this game. So many Disruptor shots landing, man. Oh, MARU just walks headlong into a big one. Mass Zealots distracting him on the rally. They found the rally point. Yet again, his units are rallied past the Zealots. MARU's multitasking failing him. And MAXPAX overwhelms him with a Zealot drop in the main. We've got to go back and look at how he handled that drop defense one more time, because I think that was absolutely essential to how this whole game unraveled. I think at this point, MARU looked like he was in a pretty solid position. Yes, he'd played a very defensive game, but he looked okay. Then this drop comes in, he barely doesn't spot it. If he spotted it and cleaned it up, what an easier game this would be. And this was what, 4 Zealots? So 4 Zealots come in, and let's look at this from MARU's vision. Let's go back a couple of seconds, because this is such a surprising series. We've got to kind of look at how MARU handled it. Okay, so this is on actual game speed, guys. It's that faster game speed. And in just a moment, I'll just go 2 times for a second until that drop comes in. There we go. Okay, so we're on actual game speed. You can see the Prism in the main. He looks at it. He sets his rally point to the front. He boxes these units and A-moves them and then keeps pushing forward. He then grabs the SCVs from the third, runs them to the natural, and then he focuses on the front. He looks back at home, then he just goes, yeah, it's fine. I'm just going to siege here. Which is a big mistake. He looks back at home again. And he cleans that up, but I guess he didn't realize there were still so many zealots. And you can see he's kind of F2ing right now, I guess. But like he just... And these units are still rallied over to the third, which I still don't know why he rallied to that third base as his first response in this scenario. Remember, that was the first thing he did when he saw this, guys. So his rally point was here. And the first thing, he's going to see this drop right now, and he changes the rally point to there. And I got to say, why? Did he feel like this was enough to clean the zealots up in the main, so therefore he just needs to rally there to defend? I guess so, because he only thought it was 2 zealots. And then in comes 7 more zealots? Ah, so he was thinking, I'll just rally a few units, move the SCVs if I need, and then like a bunch more zealots come in, and he's kind of just a bit too slow to adjust, and he was kind of tunnel visioned on the front there. So I guess he didn't quite realize, and then these units are just kind of rallying into their death. And the SCVs are running around. He still hasn't fixed the rally point. I mean, this is a disaster. Because there wasn't even warp-ins going here. This was just the initial zealot commitment. And he's still rallying past. Absolutely. I mean, obviously he's tunnel visioning on the front. But that was crazy to see him take so much damage, man. Big mistake there from MARU. And a very bizarre series. Not sure if he's been feeling unwell. If so, I do hope him the best in his recovery. But MAXPAX just played decisive as all hell and ripped him to shreds. Well played, MAXPAX. GG.